Hello guys, welcome to another commentary video once and again. What a better day than a snowy day to cover an Olaf match against Eagle. This is a tier 2 match in Verdunois, which is Verdunois version 2. The version 1 was slightly different, as you can see here on the screen. It has more forests and the HQs has black bolts sitting on them to avoid any cheese, since these HQs are quite a bit exposed. They are within the 2 turns range of these bases, but still they are much more easier to capture than in the older version that was inspired Verdunois, which is Verdun. As you can see, this SQ is completely out of the question to be captured, maybe with a semi-victory march, but for the most part, if with any other CO you are capturing this HQ, you are basically hard winning, and you would win by other means than just capturing the HQ at that point. But also one difference, as you can see, is that there is much less cities and the com towers are much more contested. On Verdunois, the HQs, I said already that the HQs, I like the HQs because you normally don't see fight around HQs. At least I'm not used to in most of the Fog Global League maps anyways. There is a lot of fight also in the Crossfire, which I like, and I like to use for terrain star, and it's quite nice because it's not a certainty, but it's a safe place to maybe put a Kindle your artillery, maybe put your most valuable vehicle, etc. Anyways guys, I think I'm not missing anything. Okay, let's talk about the matchup. The matchup, yeah, I think I talk about a bit of this is tier 2, yes, but specifically Olaf against Eagle. What is the dream scenario to Olaf to have? Olaf wants to pop Winter Fury first. That's if you don't pop Winter Fury first, then Eagle, you are on a very rough spot. You are probably hard losing, but also that means you do a lot of damage against Eagle if you get it first. But because remember, you get half of the chart that what you kill, but full of the chart of what you get killed. So if you get the power first as Eagle, it means that you lost a lot of units, but it also might mean that neither of both players fought too much, and then suddenly Eagle yeet his army, get the power, and then get a double turn. So it could be really devastating for Eagle. You normally get your Winter Fury the turn before Eagle will get his Lightning Strike, but there is a big dilemma as Eagle onto how use your Lightning Strike against Olaf. Ideally, you want to pop it on a perfect conditions, but you also don't want to give another Winter Fury on Olaf, so you don't want to wait Olaf to not have the superpower, because on powers you don't charge the bar, if you don't know guys. So if you attack during Winter Fury, yes, you are slow by snow, but all the damage you do, if you are able to do still a lot of damage, is not gonna count for the power charge for Olaf, and that can be a lot, because that can buy you a lot of time to prepare for another how you call it, Lightning Strike. If you wait for one turn, it might be necessary to do enough damage, but you're gonna give Olaf a lot of charge, and he's gonna pop another Winter Fury, and you are gonna get 4 global damage, and on top of that snow. So it's very rough. On paper, Eagle should dominate Olaf, because Eagle has better day-to-days, right? But Olaf powers are that much cheaper than Eagles. Olaf is 7 stars against 9 stars of Eagle, and I would say that 7 stars for such a good power of Olaf is really nice. Eagle has the best, without a doubt, superpower on the game, but I mean, you could argue that Hachi is also very good, or Kambe, but Kambe is not very good on paper because it's only good because Kambe has already a lot of stats. Anyways, I'm not gonna talk about Kambe. Let's talk about the players, because Quackerduck and Math Blitz, I didn't show their profiles, but they are around the 1300s of Elo, which is basically 100 above of me. It's basically the people I should be aiming to defeat if I want to get higher on the ladder consistently. Not because getting momentarily higher on the ladder is very easy to do. You can cheese it in a way, get a new account, get 5 wins, and then you can queue a lot of games, stomp new players, and then you skyrocket without queuing for more games to 1300s with a lot of wins, and might look good, but you are facing players that you get queue against when you were lower rated. Anyways, guys, let's just jump to the match. Okay, let's go. My cat wants to say hi. Say hi. But anyways, guys, let's see if this time I'm able to record, because this is the third time I'm trying to record this video. So let's see how it goes. As you can see, Quackerduck is getting the city as soon as possible, but on the other hand, Eagle is not. The reason for that is both players want to get this change cap as soon as possible, but it's the same as Verdunois, but the difference with Verdunois, there is even more change caps, is that Quackerduck has different infantry on the layout for the first player advantage, but that's the only reason for that. But you could argue that you want to prioritize as many change cap as possible, and then you go for the two immediate properties. As I said already on the other recordings that got wiped, you want always to prioritize chain caps, then contested properties, and then you go for the immediate facility around nearby, whatever you're gonna call it, cities. The only exception of this rule of thumb is when you want to basically get a tank or a vehicle, and the fact that you are going for the chain cap and not getting these two cities, which is going to be better for your economy on the very first turns, and on the long term it's not going to be, but on the very first turns it's going to be. So you maybe want to be careful with that, because you might get your tank delay. That's the only reason or argument I'm good say. But against Olaf, you want to get the contested properties even more importantly earlier, because Olaf is going to be so annoying to deal with on all your damage units. It's the same way as Kindle would work, but even worse in my opinion, because Kindle damage you can avoid it, and you can aim for windows between her powers, and Olaf damage is unavoidable. Yes, you can hide inside on a transport or whatever, but you know what I mean, guys. It affects all units on site, so everything that breathes is gonna get damage. Yeah, tanks can't at breathing because there is persons driving them. But anyways, as you can see, this recon is gonna get a lot of intel, and I like much more this day 3 recon than a day 5 tank and then another tank on the non-com tower side. The reason for that is this map it has the same problem as other maps where the strong side, weak side is not very marked, and your opponent can go either way. So you have to know where your opponent goes. Yes, you can deal with that problem with just going hard on one side. So if you go hard on one side, it doesn't matter where he goes. But that's a very not flexible side, and you normally want to get control of the middle, but there is not much incentive to go for the middle, because what properties are you gonna get on the middle? This city is not contested. You might want to contest this one, but these cities right here are it's very hard to contest even this. But this one and this was on the corner are pretty much for the picking in the sense that they are completely equal on the distance between this player and this player. So those are the cities that you need to fight over, and once you have knowledge of where your opponent is going, or maybe if you have defeated your opponent tanks on that area, you can try to get maybe the very next property. As you can see, the HQs I mentioned on the introduction, they are susceptible for capture. I'm not gonna say they are easy to capture. They are not easy to capture at all, but an HQ cap might happen, that's for sure. And as we can see, Eagle went for the early artillery. That's basically a declaration of intention. As Eagle, you want to play slow, play methodically, avoid trading, etc, etc, etc. And the best vehicle to do that is arguably artillery. The reason why, let me do this. The reason why artillery is such a good vehicle to do that is more on a standard than anything. But if there is a threat of an artillery, you are not going to attack into that artillery unless you can hit that artillery. So that's a very important thing to do. And as you can see, this boosty, I think I mentioned it on the introduction, maybe not. I have recorded this so many times, so I forgot. But it's so good because you get a double boost with this infantry, and then another one on the next turn, and then you move the mech. So you boost 3 units with only 1 transport, which is very useful. This base is near 2 spaces to the center if you are using infantry, which is gonna make a difference. And here there is a dubious attack by Math Blitz. I don't know if I agree with this. Like, I mean, he saw this tank going here, so he might was thinking, okay, my opponent is going hard on this side, I'm gonna attack into the other side and he's not gonna have tanks. But the thing is, this was a lonely tank and this was the hard area. So this was a mistake in the sense that you don't want to lead with a lonely tank into the opening, because then you are running into another tank, and if you hit first strike, that tank is completely out of anything to do. And even if you attack another tank, if there is another tank, he's gonna attack you back, and then your tank is useless again. So yeah, this recon is not gonna die with a 2-hit KO by this, because there is no com tower and it's sitting on planes. I think it might be a roll, a very high roll if you are lucky, but then you can use this infantry to finish it off, which is very important. At 1 HP recon on a standard might be not worth of killing, but on Fog it's 100% worth of killing, because if not, this recon is gonna go back to this forest or this one. Well, maybe it has no range to go into this forest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it has just minimum, and it's gonna get a lot of intel, and that's gonna be very valuable. But as you can see, Quackardak, maybe it was a trick. I don't think it was a trick, in my opinion. He simply was doubling, and once he saw that his opponents lost recon here, he's gonna go hard in this area instead. But right now Quackerduck knows that at least one tank is here, so he knows that one tank is here, so he might be confident of he at least needs to lock this city. He should be worried about not getting this one, so he can go hard on this area. But in order to go hard on this area, you need to cover these infantries from recon aggression, but you have recon and tank aggression, because we just saw a tank here, so this tank could be perfectly preparing for attacking here next turn. You have this mech perfectly covering these infantries here. These infantries are not as exposed because they are much farther away, and if a tank attacks here, a recon is gonna get one shot by the mech, because you are gonna cap the com tower, and then you will have enough firepower. Well, if you interrupt the com tower, it's another story. But if a tank attacks here, as I was saying, it will get 2 hit KO by the mech and the tank, so it's a very nice position. And I don't know yet if Math Blitz want to go hard here or here, but as you can see right now, he has nothing to cover with the anti-air on this area, and this anti-air will be able to cover this tank if this tank attacks something attacking the infantry, and that's good. You have to think in the future, but if nothing happens here of needing to wheel an early anti-air, you certainly can just move it on the other way. Yes, it's a bit doubling, but the problem is that you either commit hard on one side or you have to be reactive, and at this point it seems like Math Blitz is being a bit reactive of his opponent's moves, but I think Quackerduck has the advantage in the sense that he's committing to one side and he's respecting his opponent after getting the properties used on the edge of being him, but he's not contested the property. I said it was equal for both players, because yes, it's equal, but he's going hard here, so he wants to punish his opponent. And as you can see now, Eagle has a slight lead on income and he's about to get 2 properties, but it's the same story for Quackerduck. The difference is that one of cities for Quackerduck is locked by an artillery. So I don't know how is that gonna evolve, but maybe you should... Okay, I know what Math Blitz reasoning was here. He wanted to put this recon here on this forest, which is a very safe position to get vision. But this infantry was annoying him, and he didn't know what to do with this infantry. So he just chose to kill the infantry on sight. But that's very risky, because now you are exposing one of your infantries without having the intel. Now you see 3 tanks. Now you are worried. Now you have to somehow protect this. But this is a very ballsy move for 2 reasons. You are dropping the lock on this city, and yes, you are covering this, but this artillery is sitting on a road. It's not properly walled, and you are trying to hold with 1 artillery against 3 tanks without not even a proper wall, because you have no time to prepare it. You would need to do a straight line, so you are doing a more like an staired wall, which is very easy to get broken since you can get 2 hit KOs. But Math Blitz, since he sees a lot of tanks going here, he's thinking, okay, my opponent is going hard on one side. How can I prevent it? Well, copters are not gonna cut it, because he's gonna have the anti-air prepared for them. A medium tank is not gonna be fast enough. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4 is gonna sit here or here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 3 turns. But a neo tank is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. So the Neo tank will be just in range in 2 turns of the artillery, which is also in range of the HQ. So he has to fight around these 2 tiles that are just in range of the Neo tank in 2 turns. It's a very ballsy plan because your artillery is probably get hit. Yeah, your tank is still alive, but you are now facing 4 tanks against 1 and an artillery that is completely crippled. So now you have to completely retreat here and expose all of your cities. But you have one thing going for you. You have this whole area for you for the picking. For sure you are not going to be able to capture the most nearby city. Even your opponent might try to go front switch or just let this die and reinforce with this one. Sorry guys, my cat is making my legs go numb. Say hi, Neo. Say hi. Oh. But you have to leave. Sorry, Neo. My legs were going numb. He's so big that he's... yeah. Anyways, let me... yeah, like this. What I was saying, yes, this all is for picking now. He has to contest it because next turn Olaf is gonna try to capture these cities and you might have to let him do that. But in order to let him do that, you have to do the same on the other side. If not, you are falling behind. Even as Eagle, you don't want to give free income to your opponent. But still, now this is your safe area. This area right here is your area of comfort because you have your Neo tank backing you up, and also there is a copter coming, and this tank also, because this tank so you will have 3 hits on 3 tanks. So and you also have a mech, so you have 4 hits for 4 tanks. That's fair. And then your infantry can deal with infantry and your recon can help with that. You have also an injured artillery that can cover this injured infantry, but it's not probably gonna happen. But anyways, you don't want to commit too much into this area. As you can see, Mathblitz is preparing on a lunar position. You know, the moon like this, surrounding the infantry that is gonna get attacked for sure, and then you are gonna retaliate. So you are gonna lose 1 infantry, but your opponent is gonna lose the 2 infantry that at least are gonna 2-hit KO that infantry. Maybe it's not a 2-hit KO because it's a roll, but you are gonna get more kills than deaths on this exchange. Even though you are not getting this city, you are getting this one, so it's completely fine. You are, as you can see, we see this capture that cannot be stopped now. I mean, it can be perfectly be stopped because of the Neo tank, but on a normal scenario you cannot 1-hit KO this. So the choice of getting the Neo tank, I like it a lot, but the HQ cap is very ballsy by Quacker Dog. It was not gonna happen because of the Neo tank. The Neo tank can simply wall break anything sitting on these 2 roads, and then you can interrupt it. So yeah, 3-hit KO on the infantry, but now at least 2 infantry are gonna die. Maybe 1 is gonna sit at 1 HP, but yeah, because you cannot kill the 7 HP with an infantry with only 10% firepower, but you can 2-hit KO this and leave this at 1 HP, or maybe kill it if you roll high enough. But you are getting 1 city, and let's see if you are able to interrupt at least the HQ cap. You have to interrupt it, and the other cap. So you one-shot the tank, you interrupt, nice. You are excuse me, you are forced to 2-hit KO it with the copter because it's 40 defense, so you are not able to 2-hit KO it. And now you are gonna get a shoot at a tank and another first strike, but this was meant to to be able to interrupt this with the sack of the infantry. My cat is mowing, don't mind it. He's like he needs something, but I don't know what he needs. He's just on my bed doing stuff. So anyways, yeah, the 2-hit KO, 1 HP, it's completely fine. Now if you are able to push this out, you are winning as Eagle. The problem is that here your tank and your anti-air are sitting doing nothing. Yes, if your opponent only brings a recon to try to fight this, you might threaten an HQ cap, but at the end of the day, I think if you are committing here, you should retreat here. Maybe leave the mech to hit a recon or whatever, but you have to front switch with these two vehicles, and you can place them here and here, and they are still completely in range of coming here if needed, but next turn they are gonna be in range to threat this one. Like you will move from here to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and now you are in range of attacking here next turn. But anyways, joins caps, kills the copter, attacks the mech, joins cap, very aggressive. I don't think it's a very good idea to keep pushing against a Neo tank. And now I don't think it's a good idea for the following reasoning. And the reasoning is basically you're not reinforcing on these areas. You can see most of his army is going here, so you don't want to keep pushing if you are not reinforcing. Yes, you have to hold on these captures if you want them, but then why you are not reinforcing on this area? So you have to choose, because now you are gonna lose a lot of vehicles. Maybe you can hold for one more turn, get the properties, and then retreat, but that's gonna be bloody at least, to say the least. Let's see. Because lightning strike is nowhere near of happening this turn. I could really doubt that is gonna happen unless you sack some units, and that could be quite nice to do, but at the end of the day, you would rather just get a nice lightning strike without forcing it. Yes, before Winter Fury, but you cannot interrupt this. You are getting a lot of kills now. This is completely crippled, but you have to retreat here. I mean, you know what is coming. You cannot try to stay here. Like maybe his Math Blitz is expecting Quackerduck to reinforce here and try to fight back. But honestly, I'm expecting... I have played against Quackerduck and he's very... how you call it? Pesky, you know? Pesky, like he's like... he's like the one that has a playstyle that makes you annoyed, you know? Annoyed. But a Winter Fury is coming, and then a hit on a Neo tank on road, so that's gonna be a lot of value. And you're gonna get 2 cities. Now you are ahead on the income, which is whatever. And you get a lot of hits. And now this tank cannot run away, is completely crippled. This anti-air is spotted, so this copter is not going nowhere near. And you are also paying for its repairs. But you're paying repairs for something that is not gonna do anything, so that's very bad. In this that you might want to make it live, you are not gonna be able because you are now on the snow. So yeah, not looking good. Not, and then now you would say no, but oh my god, come here, come. Sorry guys, I have to take care of my cat. So Yes, yes. So you don't want to... What are you doing? Don't leave. He's like doubling. He's a doubler. Anyways, guys. You don't want to pop a lightning strike on the optimal situation during your enemy snow. My god, the words didn't came out. The reason for that is obvious because of the movement penalty. Also, your opponent has 10% extra defense. What is the reason to... okay, the reason for this infantry that looked very weird is to be able to kill it with the anti-air. So now you have made your opponent blind. But I'm still curious because there is not much vehicles here now. Like, the only vehicles that are new here is the medium tank that attack the neo tank. So you could rather expect a lot of here coming. And yeah, I'm not saying that it was a mistake, but an anti-air for a recon, a little bit dubious, let's say. But anyways, you are gonna be able to take this back, so you are gonna be right? Let's see, the 1 HP recon doing job. But the problem is, look at units from Eagle. He's so crippled, and he still has lightning strike, but he has no clear use of it. So it's completely okay to hold your power as Eagle if there is not a clear shot, but that's favorable for Olaf. That's the dream scenario for Olaf, because he's now getting closer to a second Winter Fury without a lightning strike happening. I mean, if you are able to get the dream lightning strike where you get a lot of kills, it doesn't matter if you hold it, if you are able to get it, but you have to get it. And that will be harder and harder to do against a CEO that is doing all the time global damage. So yeah, the infantry sacks itself because it was gonna die anyways. You can hide it on the forest, but maybe it's more valuable to sack it. It's completely fine. But Olaf is not respecting Eagle's lightning strike. I mean, I would say that he's a bit too cocky, but at the end of the day, he's covering this medium tank with artillery. But he should have respect a little bit more, because exposing a medium tank for killing a mech that is not even full HP is not value wise. And let's see. Yeah, if you see this is a lightning strike turn. Like, there is no way a neo tank runs into the wild open without doing anything as Eagle. Yeah, it's because you won't position as Eagle for the lightning strike. It's a bit stretched, like you are forcing your lightning strike, but at this point, if you are able to win on this area with your lightning strike and get back at least 3 or 4 properties on this area, you're gonna be quite good. Let's see, lightning strike, recon dead, copter dead. Yeah, copters on super as Eagle one-shots other normal copters. That's good. Yeah, it was a decent lightning strike. I think this artillery placement was a bit ballsy, in the sense that your opponent didn't see it, but you don't know that he didn't see it. And I don't know, I like recons a lot on this map. I think recons are very important on this map. There is a lot of roads, there is no mountains, there is a lot of forests to hide them, and there is a reason apart from... You need to know where your opponent is, because it's not obvious. It's so plain. There is no strong side clear where to fight, that you have to know all the time where your opponent is. This Recon is able to get that, but is quite exposed. Yes, you are covering with an 8 HP tank, but it's still an 8 HP tank. And don't forget that there is a Winter Fury coming, so it's gonna be a 6 HP tank, and that's not gonna be able to confront a full HP tank, even on the first strike. And as you can see, a normal CO is not able to one-shot with a comp tower, Eagle's copters during his super. But on the day-to-day, Eagle air units defense is completely a meme. It's not relevant, since defense is important once you are able to stack it. If you are able to stack defense with the terrain, then it's much better. And since there is, oh my god, look at this, nice. That's some value, and at the end of the day, yes, you're gonna be able to attack it with the artillery, but this has extra defense because of the power. Yes, it's on a road, then you are weakened. It's not the... I mean, if you put the artillery here, yes, it might look better, less exposed, but at the end of the day, here at least you might trick your opponent, right? But you have to retreat if you want to keep this alive. You're gonna die with artillery if you shoot with it, and that's probably 4 or 3 of damage. I don't know if I want to sack an artillery for 3 of damage, yeah, on a medium tank. But as you can see right now, where are the possible placements of this artillery? Artillery have 3 range, 3 to 2 range. So it could be on the forest, it could be here, 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 on here. That's it. I might look at the might look at the replay and might track and eliminate one of the tiles, but that is not needed, because you have this infantry, and if you place this infantry right here, you will reveal all the possible placements for the how you call it, artillery, and the Recon is not in position to get vision. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so the Recon wouldn't be enough, and you might be on the forest also. So yeah, the first thing that Quackardag should do is place this here, knowing his vision. But since I have already recorded this, I know he won, and he's gonna get trapped. And that's a mistake, because if you have done this, you would have been able to kill it. I don't know if it's a kill, maybe it's a roll, but yeah, you could have perfectly 2-hit KO it with the copter and with the tank, and then put the anti-air 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, put this tank on the forest or whatever. But now you are exposing this copter because you have to attack from below. It's slightly less efficient, and since you are facing fog, you don't know exactly where your opponent is. You have to be careful. In a standard, as long as you stay safe, because you know you are safe, it's completely fine if you attack from one more exposed tile or not. As long as you are away from your opponent's range, it's completely fine. But Eagle is still very far from a lightning strike. He's getting there, he's getting a lot of engagements, but remember, what you want to do with Eagle is to minimize the amount of engagements and try to basically gather a big army, and that's not what he's doing right now. He's playing like if he was max. I'm not saying it's the bad play, and the situation demands an answer, and that's basically a lose-lose situation for math, in the sense that you have to choose either you want to lose the area control, or you want to lose because you are trading hard with Eagle. So you have to pick your poison, and Math Blitz chose the trading poison, seems like. Let's see. Yeah, all of these tanks but one got killed, and well, the anti-air also survived, so it was not too terrible. It was quite decent. And Mr. Math Blitz is still far from for Lightning Strike. So, and I mean, if it has been a lot of turns, and Eagle has gathered a lot of units, you could say, okay, I'm afraid he might try to sack something and get a Lightning Strike. But since you are fighting so much, you are not expecting him to be able to sack some units in order to reach that point. So you don't have to be afraid as Olaf right now to Eagle get the Lightning Strike this turn. So maybe next turn it will be a start to get closer to a threat, but right now it's looking completely solid. Yeah, right now it's pretty much safe to say that Eagle could get the power. As you can see, it's used 32,000 away, and that's basically 1.5 turn of value. Well, actually 1 turn, because if you count 100% of your income and half of enemy income, that's basically what is missing for Eagle to get the power, and basically is what you get every turn. And Eagle keeps getting properties back on this area, but the problem, as I said, versus Olaf is much harder to try to do that, because Olaf will do global damage and Eagle does not. And also Olaf slow units, Eagle does not. And I think the game plan for Eagle right now is, okay, I'm getting some properties, some progress here, so I'm trying to retreat here, maybe bite my opponent into attacking into my 2 base range right here, and I'm gonna attack him with everything, because if he attacks this medium tank, this infantry, this tank, even this copter is gonna be able to attack whatever here, so it's gonna be a huge value. The problem is that Olaf is also near his Winter Fury, so if Olaf is able to get a Winter Fury this turn, it's gonna be quite devastating, but he might not get it. Very close, very close. Yeah, he needed to 2-hit KO this infantry right here, and he could have done that if he tries to get vision with the infantry, spots this with the tank, then 2-hit KO the infantry, then 2-hit KO this tank. Maybe if you 2-hit KO this tank, you will be adjacent to this medium tank, and then engage the medium tank with your own medium tank, and then you will get the Winter Fury for sure. But it's a very dangerous area to push against a Lightning Strike about to happen, even with the snow. But instead he opted to use attack and infantry, and that's it, and hold for the Lightning Strike coming. But as you can see, this anti-air on the middle was guarded by artillery, and now a Lightning Strike is coming, and this medium tank is getting 2-hit KO by this artillery. But if on this turn Eagle doesn't get a considerable amount of advantage and coming back, he's not gonna be able to post a threat against Olaf. But let's see, because I'm seeing quite a decent amount of engagements. Tank, a copter, and then with the 3000 remaining, triple infantry. Very nice way of boosting your unit count as Eagle. And your boosting your reinforcement route. Okay, nice. There are quite a couple of useful engagements. The problem is that Olaf is about to get the Winter Fury, and you just started 2 captures, and another one is about to end because you joined Cap. So now Winter Fury plus the recon damage is going to be enough to completely interrupt this. So now the Winter Fury is going to get a lot of value, not only damage. Yeah. And he prioritizes the interrupt on the com tower because it's the most important one once you get into fighting. Because one city is not going to be an immediate reward, a com tower is going to be immediate reward, not only on the offensive but on the defensive, because you will get a much easier way of walling things, etc. And if you are able to deny one com tower against Eagle, his lightning strike is going to tickle, because he is having already weakened units because of the global damage. So if he has no firepower extra, yikes, it's not going to be pretty. But this is a very bad turn, because now your com tower is threatened. You are forced to attack this, but you barely have any units on the area. You cannot reach with this infantry because of the snow, very important. So you have to sack the recon, but you already are low on units, so even a recon is very valuable, because the recon is gonna give you intel, and you don't want to waste your time building a recon when you are behind on vehicle count. So yeah, and even on the, I think this is a miscalculation by MathBlitz. If your opponent is about to use the Winter Fury, take that into account and place the T-Copter on here on the bridge instead of here, because now these infantries won't reach. Let me see if he has range with the T-Copter. Yes, he has completely range with the T-Copter. But anyways, Eagle resign, which I think is fair, but as I always said, on Fog you have to resign much more later than a standard, and also as Eagle you have to be double dead in order to your resign to have a meaning, because you have double units on the lightning strike. But I think it's a fair moment to resign, since these properties are none of them are gonna happen, because you have no vehicles to contest these ones interrupting the caps. You are losing everywhere, you are falling behind on income, you are losing your com tower, and even if you interrupt it, you are not gonna be able to stop it the next turn. So yeah, it's looking very rough, and yes, I think you should resign as late as possible to secure your chances of winning, but you also have to think of your mental state in the sense of not tilting, not getting stressed, and not wasting energy on a match that you have very low chances of winning. So yeah, anyways guys, thank you for watching. Congratulations to Quackerduck for defeating such a strong opponent, because MathBlitz is a guy who has been around for a while, and he's on the 1300s. He's no joke, he's very strong, guys. And yeah, and he's fairly new player. He's already on the middle 1300s. He has defeated me on Fog on the Crossfire match that I mentioned that I was having with him. To be honest, I played quite bad. I'm not proud of my moves, but he defeated me, and I resigned on the day 22-21 with Sasa. It was a Sasa mirror. But anyways guys, thank you for watching, and cheers!